Oh, hey, first grade foxes. Today I'm working at Lowe's. Now, that's only pretend because I have created a pretend Lowe's store in my garage where I have placed different items for sale, and I have come up with prices in between 5 cents and 40 cents to sell to my customers, and I'm going to practice adding and subtracting with tens and ones as my dimes and pennies. So this is a challenge that you could do. You could create a store at home and price different items and add and subtract with it. So I will teach you how. We will be going over this and practicing with tens and ones, and I'll see you soon. Today we are looking at place value as money. So remember when we talked about dimes and pennies and how much each of them are worth? A dime is worth how much? 10 cents. And a penny is worth how much? 1 cent. So it's like a dime is a bundle of 10 and a penny is like a 1. So if I have 1 dime, I have 1 10. And if I have 1 penny, I have 1 1. So a dime and a penny is 11 cents. Let's take a look at these dimes and pennies. How many dimes do we have? 2. How many pennies do we have? 4. So I have 2 dimes, which is 2 tens, and I have 4 pennies, which is 4 ones. So let's go ahead and put these into the place value chart. If I have 2 dimes, I have 2 tens, and 4 pennies is 4 ones. So I have 2 tens, 4 ones, which is what? 24. So I have 24 cents. Let's take a look at adding. So if I have, to begin with, 2 dimes and 4 pennies, I have 2 tens, 4 ones, which is 24 cents. And then I'm adding 1 dime and 2 pennies to it, which is 1 10 and 2 ones. So that's 12. So I have 24 plus 12. I'm going to put together my pennies first. So I'm putting together my ones. I have 4 ones plus 2 ones equals how many ones? 6 ones. So I have 6 pennies. Oops. Okay. And then let's put together our tens. I have 2 dimes plus 1 dime equals 3 dimes, which is 3 tens. So I have 3 tens, which the real value of 3 tens is 30 because that's 3 in the tens place. So think 10, 20, 30. And then 6 ones. So 24 plus 12 equals 36. Let's take a look at this next one. I have 1 dime and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pennies. So let's fill in our place value chart. 1 dime is how many tens? 1 10. Okay? And 6 pennies is how many ones? 6. So I have 16 cents to begin with. And I'm adding 1 dime and 4 pennies. 1 dime is how many tens? 1. 4 pennies is equivalent to how many ones? 4. So I'm adding 16 plus 14. Let's take a look at our ones place first. So I have 6 pennies plus 4 pennies. So I can count on. That can be one of my strategies. But if you remember when we practiced making 10, 6 plus 4 made 10. So here's the thing. When we have 10 ones, we actually make a bundle. So I'm going to take my 10 pennies and I'm going to trade them out for a dime. So, instead of having 10 pennies, I traded it out for a dime. So how many pennies do I have now? I have 0 pennies because I traded it out for a dime. Next, I have 1 dime plus another dime plus the new dime that I traded in my 10 pennies for. So I have 1, 2, 3 dimes, which would equal 3 tens. So that tells me that 16 plus 14 equals 30. Next, we're going to work with subtraction. What happens when you have 0 ones to begin with? So I have 2 dimes to begin with. So that tells me I have 2 tens. Do I have any pennies? I do not. So I have 0 ones. So 2 dimes equals 20 cents. Next, I'm subtracting 4 pennies from it. Do you see any dimes? No. So there are 0 tens, and I have 4 pennies, so I have 4 ones. Okay, so I have 20 minus 4. Let me take a look at my ones place first. I have 0 ones to begin with, and I'm trying to take away 4 of them. Oh no, I can't take away 4 ones if I have 0 ones to begin with. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to exchange one of our dimes for 10 pennies. So we're breaking apart a bundle of 10. So I'm going to take away this dime, and I'm going to replace it with 10 pennies. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So remember, all I did was exchange one of my 10s for 10 ones. So now let's try this. I need to replace this and say, I have 1 10 now, and I have 10 ones. So this is like borrowing. Let me redo this here. Here we go. Okay, so now I have 10 ones, and I'm taking away 4 of them. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. So I have 6 ones left. Now, let's look at our tens place. I have 1 10 minus 0 tens. So I'm taking away nothing. So I have 1 minus 0. It leaves me with 1. So 20 minus 4 equals 16. Now you may look back at that and say, Miss Arnold, that 20 isn't a 20 anymore. But look at the value. You have 1 10 and 10 ones, which is the same as 20. You just exchanged a bundle of 10 for 10 ones. All right, let's look at the next one. You have 2 dimes, which is how many tens? 2. And you have 3 pennies, which is 3 ones. And we have, we're subtracting 2 pennies from it. So do we have any dimes? No. So we have 0 tens. And how many pennies do we have? 2. So we have 2 ones. Let's look at our ones place first. I am beginning with 3 ones, and I'm taking away 2. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Okay, let's look at our tens. I'm beginning with 2 tens. I'm taking away 0 tens. 2 minus 0 equals 2. So 23 minus 2 equals 21.